I'm going to start this off by saying that I have an obsession with obsessing over things, mostly hobbies. I'll start one hobby, and once I've depleted my bank account and bought way too much crap to fund it, then I'll get bored and move on to another hobby. My most recent one was pretty expensive. Well, it didn't have to be, but when I get into something, I really get into it. So naturally, when I decided I was going to be a stargazer, I bought the best telescope I could afford. I'm single and have no kids, so I don't have a wife to bug me and tell me that I'm wasting money on pointless things. I know I am, but it's fun, and I'm a registered nurse, so I've been through enough hell in the last 15 years to have as much fun as I want. So, I bought this awesome telescope that lets me look into space with terrifyingly sharp accuracy. Like, I can see things your rinky-dink little backyard telescope could only dream of seeing. The other night, for example, I saw the rings of Saturn super clearly. Saturn had always been my favorite planet, even when I wasn't calling myself an amateur astronomer. It's the only planet I know with cool rings. But the key word was had. Saturn had always been my favorite. But now, all it does is remind me of my existential hopelessness. It was about a week ago since I first spotted Saturn and started photographing it using the telescope software that connected to my computer. I know I said the other night I saw Saturn's rings very clearly, but it was actually about 6 days ago. I'm from the South, and down here, the other night can mean last night or a couple of weeks ago. So about 4 days after I had the telescope locked in just right, I went out and got in my comfy chair on my back deck and got really excited to check out and photograph Saturn that night. I took a sip of my decadent coffee and peered into my $3,000 telescope, and I saw it, sitting there, beautiful and magnificent. After taking a couple of pictures and a few more sips, I noticed something very odd. The very slowly turning rings had stopped. At first, I thought it was a trick my eyes were playing on me, but that wasn't the case. Every single bit of debris or particle in the rings that I could see had stopped completely. I thought it might be the telescope, so I tried to focus in just a bit more. And that's when I saw it. It was hard to make out at first, but it came more into focus the closer to Saturn it got. It was a ship of some sort. It had definable features, and I couldn't tell how it operated or place where the cockpit was. That doesn't matter. What matters is what got out of it. The ship seemed to land just above the surface of the top rim of the planet. I could only make out small silhouettes, but what got out of the ship seemed to be humanoid in form. But its limbs were elongated, and its head was much larger than its body. It seemed to be carrying some sort of capsule. It was large enough for the being to carry it with both hands, but it was able to with ease. I watched as it casually walked along the top of the planet's surface, reaching near the brim of it. That's when I realized its size. If I could see this thing and its ship, and if I could see it walk a great distance of the planet in mere seconds, then it must have been humongous. I watched it reach its destination and lay the capsule on the ground. It bent over and grabbed what must have been a handle and lifted up. Yeah, you heard me right. This thing lifted up some kind of giant door on Saturn's surface. Once he opened it, he retrieved a similar-looking capsule out of where the door had opened and replaced it with the capsule he had brought from his ship. Suddenly, like the planet itself had been reset, it came back to life and began ever so slowly moving. The thing shut the hatch and took the empty capsule back to its ship, where it slowly disappeared from view. I was speechless. Frozen, too. I couldn't believe what I had just witnessed. I tried to deny it, but my brain just won't let me. I am a completely sane and responsible human being. I would never make this kind of stuff up. I don't have the creative mind for it anyway. Look, I'm not begging you to believe me, but maybe see for yourself. I don't know if what I witnessed was a once-in-a-lifetime event or something, but maybe somebody else can help to prove what I saw. Then again, I don't know if I want this to be proven right. Maybe we're not supposed to know. All I know now is that the world's gone to shit, and it seems like the events of current history are being written by a toddler. You know how when toys start to lose charge and their speakers start to strain to even produce sound? Well, I think that's what's happening to our world. Maybe after it's all ended and our world stops too. Maybe then. Maybe we'll need our battery changed as well.